everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here to share what I got done at the Crop and Create 2016 here in Moncton. It was a blast. I got 8 pages done, which is not very much, but then I took 2 classes and in each class we did 3 pages, so it's 14, and I was okay with that. There was, I think, almost 140 ladies there, and I did a whole bunch of socializing and chatting, and it was so much fun. Our table mates were amazing. There was 4 girls that were from Moncton, which were my peeps, and then there was 4 girls from Nova Scotia, and they were all friends, and it was amazing. There was Roz, there was Bonnie, there was Claudine, and there was her daughter Maria, and they were just a pleasure to be at the same table, and we had so much fun. And so we did quite a bit of chatting. So I got 8 pages done, and I'm fine with that, but I want to share with you what I got done. So these are the pages that I had prepped. So I just would grab a kit, and then I would choose some photos, and I would get going. The pages didn't take me a long time to do, but like I said, I was just so content just being there. And then I finished Friday morning my shift, and this started Friday afternoon. So I got 4 hours sleep. Then I had to pack, and then went there. And both nights that we were there, I almost didn't get any sleep. So by Sunday, I was done. I just didn't have any energy. So I got 0 pages done on Sunday, which is fine. Again, just did a bunch of chatting and taking pictures. And so that was a lot of fun. So let's just get started and show you the pages. So this was one of the kits that I had put together, and I just took this pattern. I think this is basic gray, maybe? I don't remember what pattern paper it is, but I just took 2 strips and I scalloped it. I did one piece that's about, I'd say 7 inches, about 7 inches. And then, or maybe even 6 inches, and I cut down my photos. And this is when we went to Trigo here in Moncton last summer, and my husband took pictures of me. This was sort of the training area to make sure, because some of the times you're 70 feet up in the air, so they want to make sure that you stay safe at all times. So you have to have one of those hooked up all the time. So as you're moving from section to section, you move one over, click it, and then move the other one over. And then there's a little thing too that is for zip lining. So they show you how to use that so you can zip line. And there's 70 courses on this. So there's 4 major courses, but then on each course there's like 12 to 15 that you have, like obstacle things that you have to do. Some of them are like logs that you go through, and oh my goodness, it was an absolute fun. It just took us a little bit over 2 hours to get done. It was super hot, and that's what I put here. It was 31 degrees Celsius, and we had 5 bottles of water, and they were gone like about midway. So by the time we got at the end, we drained like each a bottle of water, and then we went to McDonald's, and pop in the summers like $1 and you get the big one. So we each got a big one and drained that too. Oh, it was so hot. So anyway, I did 3 clusters, and I did one down here, and that's why I decided to put my title, and I just called it Moments in Time, because some of these moments that we were kind of dangling, I can tell you, it was a lot of fun. But good thing I'm not afraid of heights, so it was, you know, that part wasn't unnerving. But the last one, which is like sort of the, I don't know if you want to call it the expert level, but they call it the black level, it was super challenging, especially the last 3. And of course, at that point, you're exhausted. So the last 3 was super challenging. But we made it through, and we had a blast. And I put a flamingo on here just because it's got like long legs. I'm all legs is what people tell me, so I thought it fit perfectly. And then I put a cluster here, here, and here, and I just used whatever I had put with this page kits, and I just made it work and divided the embellishments in 3 clusters. And then I added some white Mr. Huey Calico White to each cluster, and then I did a little bit of journaling, and that was it. This was done on Friday night. The second page was a picture of Mason and my daughter, and I just grabbed a stack of photo when I went. Didn't know what was in it, just grabbed. You know, it was kind of a variety of different things. And this is a picture when we went apple picking, but Mason was wearing an orange shirt, so I mean, this worked out perfectly. My daughter was wearing a black shirt, so it went really well with that. I just took one photo around at the corners, and then this is about 8 by 8, I would say. And this was one of the cards that I had put with this kit. And I just divided the stuff in 3 different clusters. One here with the title, and the title is just super simple, so sweet. And then a cluster here and here. And then I put some twine. And what I do is in my bag that I go to crops, a long time ago, I put in a baggie a whole bunch of twines, just different colors, and that stays there all year round, plus ribbons. And I didn't even have to pack that, so I just put some twine at the top and the bottom, and then I just added some staples with my Tim Holtz tiny attacher, and then I added some enamel dots, and that finished this layout. And then I'll just do my journaling. Some of these, it was done quite late at night, so you know, later in the afternoon or late evening, so I was getting tired, so I'll just do the journaling before I put them away. This one is the Chamel collection, and there's a 6x6 pattern paper. I just took another, this was a 12x12 from Chamel too, and I just cut little 1/4-inch strips, and I put at the top and the bottom. I took a Nicole Noasad class, and she showed us how to make this origami hearts, so I want to make sure that I would remember how to do it, so I did one almost as soon as I left the class, and I just put it there. And then I just used the embellishments that I had put with this layout, and I just made 3 little embellishments, I guess 4. This one is sort of my title, and a lot of times I like to put embellishments with my title. And again, a 3 cluster thing is just something to you know, a suggestion. A lot of times I do more than 3. A lot of times I put some with my title, and that is fine. It's still within, you know, it still goes, the photos in the middle. And this is a picture of Mason, like he was only, I don't know, maybe he was born in February. This was like in October, so 7 months old there. And it was in the package of photos that I had taken, so I thought this worked out great because his little blue jeans there went well, and there's a little apple there, so it kind of brought in the blue and the red. And I'm telling you, even though I don't pre-choose my photos, I always find photos that it'll go really well with the kits that I put together. So that was layout number 3. Layout number 4 is Mason's even younger. And again, this had, his bib had that blue, and this was the first time that he had tried pablum. And but this photo here, I'd taken a picture of just him there in his little seat, and his little bib had some blue on there, so it matched this blue perfectly. So I just took one of the mason jars that I had put with this page kit, and then I just wrote his name, well, his name, what I call him, mason jar, and then I put MJ as his initials, and then the rest I did a couple of embellishment clusters, and there was actually a little butterfly printed on this background, and this is from Bo Bunny, I believe. This is a Bo Bunny page, and I just kind of made a cluster around that. I made another cluster around the left side, and I just used some of the cutouts to kind of matte or make layers behind the photos. This was a page pocket, and I'm going to do my journaling in there, and I used some sequins too, and so the journaling is going to be in there. And there's not really a title except for what's on the card here, Count Your Blessings, and I'm just going to talk about what a sweetie he is. And that's going to be, that's page number 4. This again was a page, all these are pre-made kits that I did, and this was a lot of browns and yellows. And then I found this picture of here of our dog that passed away a few years ago. His name was Jake, and it was at my mom, behind her house, there's a river, and there's not a lot. I mean, you can tell. I mean, it's in the summer, there's barely any water, but it's great for the kids just to splash around and have some fun. So the dog was just kind of walking in the river, and I took a picture of him, and I used some of the washi tape, and I just talked about how we still miss him. He was such a good dog. He was never any problems. And then I just kind of did, in this one, I cut the pattern paper and kind of made my own background. And I liked that the two yellows were sort of at the end. And then I used some of the chipboard. There was a chipboard frame that kind of matched that pattern paper that I used to mount the photo. I cut the photo down to 4x4, and the whole thing is on some crafts. So by putting the washi tape here, it really makes it pop. And then I use another little frame here at the bottom and just added some stars and some rubber little embellishments. And I already did my journaling, so bonus. Now I just got to go and check on the date with that, because it was just a stack of photos, so I don't know when that was. I think it was 2009, but I'll find the date, and I'll just need to put the year before I put this one away. So this was another one that was fairly quick. Now again, this is older. Whew. We have a problem of ladybugs in the wintertime. Oh, I used to love ladybugs, but don't like him anymore. They always make me jump. So this just kind of shows you how old this picture is. I think this is, again, 2009. I have to bend to be equal with my son Josh, and now he is almost 6 feet. So it's fun to kind of scrapbook some older photos. And I just did about a 10-inch that I cut that pattern paper. And then I used some of the branding strips for the top and the bottom. I just use this, and this is where I'm going to do my journaling. I cut out some flowers out of the pattern paper. It's the background of this pattern paper. It's what was left. I cut some of these to add as embellishments, and then the rest I just use whatever embellishments I had put with this layout. I had some Dear Lizzie rub-ons, which I had put a rub-on behind here, and it did not rub on at all. So then I just put an extra little pattern paper and of the same background, what was left over, and you can't even tell. And then I put this over top so you can't tell. And then I had some puffy stickers. I had some enamel dots flares that were from Dear Lizzie that I also used on this layout. I had a piece of, I think this was a card, and I just put it 3 spots on the layout, but I ended up, you can only see it a little bit here. It's all right. And so I'm going to do my journaling here, and then again, I just wanted to make sure on the date, but I'll just put the date here somewhere. And I just love those little birds here. And little heart, it goes well because I love my kids. My oldest daughter didn't come when we went apple picking that day. She was sick or something and couldn't come. So I really like this layout. So I'll just do journaling about how it's our tradition to go apple picking. Now this is another apple picking page. I guess I did quite a bit of apple picking. And this is of Mason. I just love these pictures. And this had sort of it kind of has a brownish yellow tinge, which went really well with his sweater that he's wearing, and also his hair. And then there's red for the apples, so then it went really well with the embellishments. So I had a card that I had put with this layout, and then the brown craft pattern paper really went well. And then I just mounted the photos with some brown cardstock. And then I just divided the embellishments in 3. This was a 3x4 card that I just ended up just cutting that out of the center. And then I just spread out the embellishments, and I just found that it went really well with this layout. And now again, I'm just going to make sure of the year, and I'll just stick the year either here or somewhere on the page before I put it away. Now the last layout that I started on Saturday night, and all I did on Sunday, when I went to bed, it was all like this. I just hadn't glued it down. And I ended up, if you follow me on Facebook, you know that I met Mercy Tiara, which is Tracy Banks. She was also at Crop and Create in Moncton this year. And she had brought her little printer, Instax. And so after we had taken pictures, she was really sweet and brought me 2 of the pictures that we had taken together. And this is Trish. She also lives in Nova Scotia and she follows both of us. So she came over when she saw that we were taking pictures. She asked if she could take pictures with both of us, and she's super sweet. So we took pictures, and it was so sweet of Tracy to bring those Instax to me. So I scrapped them right away, and I grabbed a kit out, and it went perfectly because it had this that said "You rock" and "She's sweet," and they're both sweet and they both rock, and it was awesome memories. And everyone had a bunch, like the room was just buzzing with excitement and friendliness, and everybody was so fun, and everybody had big smiles, and it was just a fun weekend. And I hope I can go next year. I already checked, and if it's the same weekend approximately that they do this year, that they did this year, I think I'm working all weekend. But if they can announce it kind of early, maybe I can work on switching my shifts and stuff. But I hope to go next year. So this is the last page that I did. I used, this was all My Mind's Eye as far as the embellishments, and then the pattern papers. I don't know what the pattern papers were, but again, this was all a kit that I had put together. And now that, you know, what I was doing this for was Calvin Ball, which was sort of a challenge that was on one of the sites, is done. I'm still going to keep putting my page kits together, except now I'm going to call them Getting Ready for a Crop, because this really helped for a crop. I know I didn't get a ton of layouts done, but I still got 8 done, and I had a bunch of fun. But I'm going to, the next crop I am going to, it's way smaller, so I'll probably get a whole bunch more done, and hopefully I won't be as exhausted. When I went to bed on Sunday night, I fell asleep on the couch. I slept for a couple of hours when I got home. And then that night I went to bed. It was like 10 o'clock and I slept till 3 in the afternoon. So that just goes to show you how exhausted I was the last day. I think I got 8 hours of sleep that whole weekend. That was it. So, but I had so much fun. It was so worth it. And so I did the title, just Crop and Create, and then I did a little bit of journaling. I used some chipboard, and now I'll just show you. I took a couple of classes with Nicole Noasad, which is here on YouTube. She was a Hip Kit Club designer for a bit. She told me that she wasn't this term, but she's on YouTube, so go check her out. So we did these 2 pages. This was on Sunday. I took her class on Sunday. And then we did this one. I'm going to add some pictures. I didn't bring pictures with me just because I just like to do the layout and then do the pictures later. On Saturday, I took another class with her, and this was one of the layouts. And then this is the class that she taught us how to do the origami hearts. And this was the second layout. So I did 6 pages with her. So she was super sweet, and I love the pages that we did. And that is it. That is what I got done at Crop and Create. So thanks for watching. Bye.